Welcome to the Undiagnosed Podcast. I am Steve Clifton, aka Steve Clifford, aka Ketchup Man. I don't know. What other nicknames I've known over the years? Welcome to the Undiagnosed Podcast. This is episode 22, guys. Yay! We made it. We made it to episode 22. It's May 5th, 2022. How come all of a sudden I feel like I'm writing like a diary just in case somebody reads this later, like we're stuck somewhere? It's May 5th. May 2nd. May 2nd, 2022. Sorry about that. May 5th is Cinco de Mayo. It's May 2nd, 2022, the year 22,000 of our Lord. We're going to start something, a little change up I'm going to start doing here on the podcast. Before, it's just been episode 1, episode 2, episode 3, episode 4, episode 5, episode 6. Now, this is episode 22. I'm going to start giving them names. Start giving them some kind of like character. So, welcome to this Undiagnosed Podcast, episode 22. This one's called Baptism. The Baptism. So, I got baptized yesterday. Well, I sound redneck. Yeah, I got baptized yesterday. No, I got baptized yesterday. Thank you. The whole day was amazing. It's, the next day, and I'm still trying to replay everything in my head and everything. And first off, it's kind of crazy the way the Lord works. I heard, it's just today before I got on here to do this, and I knew I was going to talk about being baptized because I'm proud of it. But at the same time, I know how people are. It's kind of sad, huh? Coming out as a Christian is as bad as coming out as everything else, it seems like now. But Scooter Magruder, if you got you guys know who he is. He's the guy that does like the cowboy reaction, like after the game. Like he's not really like ultra famous, but he's internet famous, and he's got a lot of stuff going on there where he does, Cowboys reactions and different reactions and video games. And he's starting to pick up some traction because he's starting to do a lot of stuff, see a little sponsorship and everything. And he's a Christian, a big time Christian, and he's not afraid to say it out loud. And he's actually trying to, thinking about splitting his whole, thing there and doing just a Christian page and just the Cowboys. So it's kind of weird. Why just do it all together? I get it, not everybody wants to hear about religion. That's why a lot of stand-up comedians, that's why a lot of people, they stay away from the subjects, religion, what, politics, probably. Y'all heard my stand on politics. That ain't me. Other stuff, but, and the same thing, it's tough to do, but this is my podcast and I'm going to do whatever I want. So Scooter, it's your podcast. Do whatever you want, man. If you want to do it separate, do it separate. If you want to do it, on the same one, do you. Pray about it. The Lord will tell you what to do. Anyways, moving on. So, but as for me, I'm going to talk about it because this is for you guys who haven't listened to my podcast. For this is your first time tuning in. I'm a 40-year-old male, going to work and did stand up for a little bit. And now I just talk to myself and it's therapy for me. Church and this podcast are therapy for me. So I'm not going to stop ever doing either one of them. So I'm going to talk about whatever I want on here. And if you don't like that, then turn it off. That's what I want to understand about people. If you turn your TV on and you see a movie and you don't like it, you just turn it off. If you buy a drink and you don't like the drink anymore, you just don't buy the drink no more. So if you're listening to Scooter and he starts talking about, Christian stuff, if you don't like that, turn it. But I don't understand why people do that. But it's the world we live in now. So anyway, so I got baptized yesterday. as far as my journey, I never really went to college. I did go to college for like a semester. That's for a different podcast. I did. I didn't go to a church growing up. You know, it just wasn't in our repertoire. Plus, I'm from a divorced family, so one weekend, one weekend, one weekend, one weekend. It's also for a different podcast. But anyways, I didn't go to church when I was little, so I didn't know, really understand it. I would, whenever I was with a friend, we'd spend the night and spend the night. You could spend the night, but you'd have to go to church tomorrow. Okay. I don't want to get up early. Stay up all night playing video games. Load up on sugar, go to church. This is when I was like 13, 14. I have no idea what any of this guy's saying. And go home. I fought through it. I never really, enjoyed it. And then I would say probably age 15 or 16, I was living with a cousin. That sounds redneck. I was living with my cousin. We do all here in Texas. Live with cousins. Anyways, my aunt, me and my mom, my brother were living with like an uncle or something at the time. They were going to church, so we would go to youth on Wednesdays with them sometime at their church. Still, I didn't even really. I went to play football and get free food and get out of the house. Still didn't really, get it. And then, fast forward into my adult life, I just never really went. I was always working, work, excuses. And, fast forward, this past like 3 or 4 years, I just kind of every once in a while we get to like, man, I need to go. I need to check that out. Mainly because I just didn't understand. Like, I don't get it all. I didn't get it. I was just like, I don't understand. Like, really, there's the Adam and Eve and a boat. I didn't really. I didn't really understand. So I think it was about a couple of years ago. Me and my wife were talking, and we were trying to like, maybe we should go. Trying to figure it out. And we've gone a couple of times. We just would go and we'd find somewhere, and it would be like, oh man, this place is not for me. Dude. I feel like I left a funeral every time I went. Or I would go and I would be like, oh man, go a couple times. You just didn't feel right. And then a year would go by, and then over the pandemic, my wife would watch some online, different ones, because for the first time in a long or ever, you could go to church online. What's in a weird way is, did you think that all those people like John, Mark, Luke, all those guys back in the day, do you think that those guys had any well, that word I was trying to say, was it inclination? I can't say words, man. I'm redneck. Do they have any look into the future that they thinking that like, man, 2022, dude, you can go to church online with people like behind a screen? No, they didn't. They didn't think that. None of that worry about it actually. So about yes, my wife would watch some online, and then it's like 2 years ago, like a year and a half ago, we went to Oklahoma with one of my wife's friends, and honestly, can't make this up. It was the same thing. Like, oh, we're going to church tomorrow. You're like, what time? I gotta get up early, and same kind of thing. I felt like a long time ago, and then of course went. Honestly, after staying up late, 2, 3 in the morning, and went, and it was awesome. It was awesome. I was like, whoa, this is awesome. A little big for my taste. Too many people in here, but it's awesome. So I tell my wife, well, you can find one like this or something like this. I'll go. I'm in. I'll check it out. So it was on Easter 2021. We went to our church Horizons. They had like a service they were telling online. It was a service that was at this place called Bill Allen Park that was outside here. outside here. Like you know where here is outside here in where I live in Texas, in it's outside. It's actually a disc golf course is what it is. It's a disc golf course, and then it has basketball court, swing set, couple of grills areas, but it's actually a disc golf course that I had played before. And I really remember when I played it, I was like, oh, there's an amphitheater here. They have a nice amphitheater here. I call it the Rock. And I call it the Rock. And we went to church there on Easter. They had it there. And I remember whenever we pulled up, there was a lot of cars. And I remember as soon as I got out of the car, I could hear the band. And I could just hear this bass guitar, this guy just slaying it, killing it. I was like, whoa, really? Wow. I mean, and I've heard it at churches before, but they were rocking. And I was like, okay. So we walk up there, and it was a little amphitheater. We found us a seat, get us some coffee and donuts, and they welcomed us. Dude, within like the first, I want to say 10 minutes, looked over at my watch, looked at me, and it's like we knew where we were supposed to be. Was that place. And you just felt God's presence like instantly. And I've never felt that before in my whole entire life. I've never felt that. I've felt some things I thought was close, but I've never felt that. And it's addicting. It really is. Feeling that. I don't know how to explain it. I guess the best way to explain it to non-believers. Come be addicted to Jesus with me. Anyways, we sat through the service, and it was great, and the music was awesome. Come on, man, a bass guitar player and a guitar player and a drums. It's like going to a concert. And I could just feel like everything in it. It was just amazing. And afterwards, I met the pastor and everything. He was like, hey, y'all come check us out. My wife was like, oh, we'll be here. Yeah, we've been there ever since. So that was on Easter 2021. And then, through the past year going there, I've had some ups and downs, like me in my life personally. I feel like I'm giving my testimony now, which is fine. This is what I did Sunday. Do we do it again? I felt over the last year, I've gone through some personal stuff, because it was also in the middle of 2021, the pandemic's kind of ending, or is it back? Is it going? And I got laid off from a job, and I got another job, then I got fired from a job. So I was going through some job stuff there, and ups and downs, and it was tough. It was really tough. It was really tough. Don't worry, I'm not gonna cry. I did Sunday. We'll get into that here in a second, but I'm not gonna cry on here. It was tough, but funny story. I did that job that I got fired from. As soon as I might have got fired. I got fired on Thursday. I know that. It was like 6:30 at night. I left there and went straight to the church because I knew they were having practice up there. Just walked right up in there. Automatically felt better. Instantly. Now I'm still discouraged, and I'm still human, I still felt like the worries of the world and stuff, but the pastor was there. I want to say preacher, because I can't say the word pastor. It always sound like a milk. Preacher was there, and he prayed for me and talked to me. It's just one of them kind of things. And so glad I had that place to go to. Not only that place, just having God in my heart, and just knowing that Jesus and God are here. They're here for me, man. They're not here against me. They're here for me. And the good and the bad. So I'll go through that stuff. So that happened this year, and then over the past year, I've just I've just felt better mentally. Now I'm past my rookie year. You heard me talk about being my rookie year Christian. I'm past my rookie year Christian. So it's almost like I feel so different now than this time last year. I feel like I feel way more peaceful. I feel way more, I I feel way more like it's gonna be okay. I've always had that kind of mentality. It's gonna be all right. It's gonna be all right. It's gonna be all right. I had it the whole time. I had it the whole time. I just didn't know what it was. He was with me whenever I wasn't even with him. He believed in me whenever I didn't even believe in him. And I had it with me the whole time. I just thought it was me. It was really him. It was God. It was Jesus pushing me through all that stuff that I've gone through my whole life before even believing in him. I feel like the church lady from SNL. Isn't that special? It's true. So, and guys, with this whole journey of going to church more and trying to live my life more like Jesus and like a holy man, I'm also still me. I'm rough around the edges. Okay. I still try to put humor and stuff. Honestly, sometimes that it shouldn't be, but I've learned to draw back on that and read the room a little bit better. So, but still, like, just also by going through, the last year of going to church and just great people. Oh man, to me that's the best part. As a 43-year-old man, it's hard to make new friends. Sound like Forrest Gump. It's hard to make new friends. I mean, it's just hard to make, and it's not really this hard. It's just you don't want to. You're 40. You're old. You go to work and you watch your favorite sports team and you go to bed. You don't want to try to mess around with new people, man. You don't want to. Some of the people that you got left in your life are the people that hadn't drove you insane yet. So that's down to 3 or 4. So it's like, you don't want to meet new people. But when you go to church, you do meet new people. And everybody that I've met there has been fantastic. As far as how to, like, I'm a big, I'm a big people watcher. I love watching people. That's why I loved Vegas. Sat there for like hours watching people. That's why I like going places where there's lots of people. Just a people watcher. And even in church. And a lot of times when we go, I like to sit in the back. I love to sit in the back row and just watch. I like to watch the whole experience. I like to watch. Just like when you go to a movie, I like to sit in the back. I like to see what everything, without so-and-so's reacting, and they're at this. My wife likes to sit in the front row. So a lot of times, if you're watching this and you go to my church and you see me in the front row and I'm like looking back and you're like, why is this guy looking around? It's not because like I'm curious to I don't want y'all like it's everybody looking at me. No, it's just like that's just how I am. I'm very observant. I like to see like if y'all are into it. If y'all are into it as much as I am, or who's feeling what, or why, or who, or I'm just a big people person. So that's been fun over the past year, just meeting different people, having a couple of mentors. I have at least I would say probably 4. My preacher, even though we not ever had like an official mentorship, he's everybody's. The guy's the best. But now I've never seen between him and our assistant preacher, what do you call it, second in command guy there, both of those guys, assistant director preacher, both of those guys, just the patience and just never get mad at anything. Now I'm sure they do. They are human, but you do not see it. Do not. I'm redneck. I mean, I got a Texas thing out here. Anyways, you can't tell. Such patience, such poise, such confidence, such gentleness, just amazing guys. And then I've had a couple of mentors, like officially mentors, like we meet up and talk about Bible stuff. One's been like a father figure to me. Just a great guy. And whenever I hang out with him, it definitely feels like, granted, I'm a respect dude. So he's older than me. So I respect it. And I respect people with my age too. just not as much. Learned so much from that guy. Same thing, just how he handles himself and you know what? And when people say, well, what do you mean from handles himself? From how they handle every situation, from how they pay a bill at the restaurant. A year ago, man, you messed my order up. I'm letting you know. I'm upset. Yada yada. I come here. Yada yada yada. And by doing that, I made myself mad. Everybody in my party's anxiety. Now, okay, it's not a big deal. So I've learned, from all these guys, just great guys. I can everybody at that church, not just guys too, women, strong women, stepping up in leadership roles and taking care of like kids and fundraiser projects and this and that and this. There's this lady at my church named Mary. I tell you, is the best lady you've ever met in your life. Will do anything for anybody in there at all times. Sometimes you feel guilty, like, man, sit down and enjoy. Just great people. So, at the so let's get to the the media, the subject, the baptism thing. So we wanted to do it. We wanted to do it. And stuff happens, life happens, this happens, that happens. So we finally decided, hey, we want to do this. We're going to get baptized. Me and my wife together. And then, we have a meeting with a preacher and, let's make sure, everything, talk to him. How he wants to see how you're feeling. You got to go back and forth, and we set a date. And we set the date, a little bit of homework assignment. We had to write a testimony. And of course, I'm not a directions guy. I'm horrible at following directions. This goes back to forever. Like, I don't read directions. I'm impatient. I'm getting better, but still today, the week, I was just kind of nervous the whole week, and I rewrote my testimony. And then we get to the night before, which was Saturday night. Couldn't go to sleep. It's like the night before. It's like the night before a field trip is what it felt like. I feel like the night before a field trip, like, man, was this what? Oh man, you just, yeah. This is how a brain of an overthinker works. The night before, it's definitely the night before a field trip, and restless sleep, kind of like, toss and turn, overthinking. I'm an overthinker, man. And you know what? And to me, it's just like, I knew it was gonna be fine. It's just talking in front of a room, but you did stand up, you did shows. I heard that a lot of times this week. Yeah, but those people I don't know. I don't know any of those people. I don't know any of those people now, before, after, and it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. So, but these people I know, so whenever it's people I know I got to talk in front of, I'll overthink it. And then that morning I got up, felt great about it. It's like, yeah, I got this. I'm overthinking it. And get over to the church, and then and this one little thing just calmed and eased my nerves so much. I was walking into the front of the church there, and see these three little kids, selling donuts for their fundraiser to go to like church, just happy as can be, smiling. And I'm like, really? I'm worried about talking in front of people that love me? What am I doing? What am I thinking? This is fine. And I was fine with that. So yeah, and it was at the end of service. So you had to sit through service. Service was great. My family's there, my mom, my stepdad, my brother, my cousin, her husband, their baby that I haven't seen yet. And it was awesome. So we finally get to the point once again, the direction we get there, and then like the preacher, he does a little rundown. This is what we're gonna do. We're gonna, because it's a production. Don't get it twisted. Those guys are preachers, but they're also like a executive producer, kind of like they are, especially at a small church like ours. And this is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna signal you here. You're gonna walk out. You're gonna walk in here. You're gonna stand this way. You're gonna lean this way. And of course, I didn't hear any of it because I was still overthinking. Even though I thought I was better, I was still overthinking it. And when it came down to it, he gave us a signal. My wife's taking off. I was like, "Oh, where are we going?" Oh, she's like, "He gave us a signal." I was like, "I didn't see it." Go out there, kind of waiting, and then like you go in there, and then they they give you the microphone, and you have to do your testimony, which is basically what I just told you guys earlier. Except I fought back the tears, which is a good thing. And a couple observations, because I got to see the humor in things. First off, my legs are white. Man, I was blinding people with my legs. Talking about blinded by the light, blinded by Clifton's legs when he got baptized. Somebody had to talk about it when he went home. Oh, what such a special day. The Cliftons got baptized. But did you look at them legs, though? They need to get to the tanning salon or something over there. Was their son working at a tanning salon? It's in Nebraska, too far of a drive. But anyways, them legs were white. I didn't notice that. I thought it was strangely awesome that whenever Jesus got baptized by this guy named John the Baptist, and we had this guy from my church named John that was right there. He's like an usher. So John the usher pulled me out of the tub with his strong UFC arms. It's awesome. It went by so fast. And then, of course, my wife went afterwards. And the reason why we picked that order is because, of course, my speech is redneck like me, into the heart, into the heart, and me. And then hers was well polished because she reads, and she's a reader, and she did really well because she is horrified of stage fright, and she did better than I did. She did better than I did. Her story was great. Got dunked. We got out. Church ended, and then the wet hugs started. Okay, I started calling them holy water hugs. Holy water hugs. Holy water hugs. Holy water hugs. It was an awesome day. So glad I did it. I wouldn't have it any other way. Of course, me getting in the tub the wrong way, and the preacher having to tell me to turn around. Nobody knows that but me and him. Stuff like that. It was awesome. It was everything I dreamed of and more, man. It was such a great feeling, such a great day. Everybody's excited for you. As people walking up to you crying, "Oh, can't we? I love you," and all that stuff. A lot of that going on, and in the moment, we had to sit down later, and me and my wife would just sit down and look. Okay, let's start from the beginning. Okay, such and such walked up, and then so and so walked up, and then so and so said that, and so and so. It was a cloud nine day, landmark day for me and my life, and my wife. Yeah, it's greatness. It was perfect. The Horizon staff did everything. It's just a great day. And then afterwards, it's kind of like, what do you do? What do you do now? Like, how do you top that? That's like when if Easter for us Christians, if Easter is the Super Bowl, getting baptized is like hitting the walk-off home run in the World Series, or hitting the shot at the end. Not just trying to give it some kind of. It's like, what do you do? We did what any American would do. Here in Texas, we went and ate chicken fried steak, scrambled eggs, biscuits, hash browns, ketchup on the top there, with a Dr. Pepper. It was great. The family was there, reliving the moment. Everybody was in a good mood. The bills came out, and there was no problems who was going to do what. It was awesome. And then after that, I went to Big Lots and got some drinks and some phone chargers and went home and just kind of relived the whole day, all night. Just reliving it and just what we watched it. It was taped, so we watched that again, and the music was awesome. The word was good. The baptism was great. Everything was awesome. It was awesome day. Everybody needs more awesome days. Even if I'm not saying everybody needs to go get baptized tomorrow, but make some more awesome days. I think in life we have too many. I'm not trying to get all philosophical on you. I nailed that word. But man, we have too many bad days. You remember those, man. Let's have some good days. If you don't get baptized today, do something good today. Do something fun. I tell you that it's every week. And I always tell you not to call me. No, call me. Send me an email, text me, let me know what you're doing. Do something, man, for yourself like that. It's awesome. So the question now people are probably asking is, how do you feel now? I mean, are you it's I feel like alive is the best word I can think I can use is alive. I was alive before, but I just feel like alive. It's hard to explain unless you felt it. So if you felt it, you understand what I'm saying. I just feel alive. I just feel so grateful and so optimistic, and a lot of times before I was saved and baptized, I felt my life was over. I did. I remember telling my wife a lot of times, I'm 42 years old and I'm trying comedy. What am I doing? I'm 42 years old and I'm doing this. What am I doing? 40 doesn't matter, dude. As long as you wake up. He wasn't done with you. I know that's cliche, and it's probably a song lyric that you've heard 1,000 times, but it's so true. And I think if everybody was to live that way, life would be a whole lot better. And we'd start having more, I went skydiving, I went rocky, I love that song. So, let's just, life's too short to be sad all the time. Anyways, this is this episode of the Undiagnosed Podcast. I know it was a little different than most guys. Try to throw a little bit of comedy in there for y'all, but it is a serious thing there. But honestly, dude, it is hard to find that line between being funny in church or funny around church people and being taken serious. But you'll figure it out. I figured it out. You figure it out. I figured it out. So now I just got, what are you going to do with it? So good things to come in the future. Anyways, all right. This is the episode. You guys, like I said, do something memorable and let me know. And Scooter, be you, bro.